Hey, welcome. So today we're talking about a totally different way to launch a content site, a smarter, leaner, and just way faster method. If you've ever had that killer blog idea but then just got buried under the mountain of work it takes to get started, then this one's for you. Let's jump in.
This is it, right? This is the big question every single founder asks themselves. You've got this great idea for a niche, but how in the world do you know if it's actually going to get traffic? I mean, are you about to pour the next 6 months of your life into building something that nobody ever finds? That's the biggest risk. And today, we're going to talk about how to basically eliminate it.
All right, so here's the game plan. First, we're going to look at why the old way of launching a blog is just broken. Then, we'll dive into a much faster, much smarter strategy and the all-in-one tool that makes it all possible. After that, I'll show you how to validate your idea without spending a dime. And we'll wrap up with a really important question. What are you going to build?
Okay, let's start with the problem, because it's a big one. The old way is broken. It's this slow, super expensive path that just trips up so many people before they even have a real shot at succeeding. You know the old way, right? You spend months setting up WordPress, wrestling with plugins, writing post after post, all of this before you have a single clue if anyone's even interested. The new way, it completely flips that script. Imagine launching in a matter of days, not months, with almost zero cost, very little risk, and all of it powered by one simple integrated system. So this brings us right to the heart of this new strategy. It's a faster, smarter approach that's all built around one powerful idea: niche validation. And look, this isn't just about going fast for the sake of it. It's about being smart with your most valuable resources, your time and your energy. So what even is niche validation? It's actually a really simple but kind of revolutionary idea. It's the process of testing, really testing, a blog topic's potential to get traffic before you invest all that time and money. So instead of betting the farm on one big idea, you're placing a tiny free bet just to see if it even has a shot. And this is how it works. It's a simple 5-step loop. First, you pick a group of keywords. Then, you generate dozens of posts instantly and launch a simple blog. And then, you just watch. You look for those tiny early traffic signals. And only when you see something getting traction do you double down and scale what actually works. This, by the way, is the essence of programmatic SEO. It's a strategy that giants like Zapier and TripAdvisor have used to build massive sites, but now it's actually accessible to anyone.
So you're probably thinking, okay, that sounds great, but how could one person possibly do all that? And that brings us to the toolkit that unlocks this whole strategy. So let me introduce you to the platform that makes it all click. It's called BlogHunter.
The main promise here is just pure speed. We're talking about going from a simple idea to a live, published blog in minutes, not months. Most people can get a test site up and running in a single sitting, and that speed is what makes this kind of rapid validation actually possible.
So how does it do that?
Well, it automates all the really boring, tedious parts of creating content. The AI generates articles that are already formatted for SEO. It automatically builds internal links between the posts. It writes the titles and meta descriptions, all that stuff that takes forever to do by hand. You can literally fill an entire website with content in an afternoon.
And here's the other absolute game changer. You don't have to manage a complicated tech stack. Your blog is hosted and deployed instantly. There's no theme to set up, no plugins that are going to conflict with each other, and no maintenance to worry about. It means you can focus entirely on the stuff that matters, choosing keywords and seeing what works, not being a part-time web developer.
This quote from their site really nails the key difference here. You see, a generic AI writer, it just spits out a block of text, and then you're on your own. BlogHunter gives you the entire workflow. It's a whole system built to generate, organize, publish, and then scale your content all in one place. It's really the difference between someone handing you a pile of bricks versus someone handing you the keys to a finished house.
Now, this all leads to the business model, which is just perfectly designed for this strategy. This is the part that shows you how you can start this whole process with literally zero financial risk. And there it is, zero. $0 a month to launch your blog and test your niche. You can get your test site live with your first batch of articles published, and you never have to pull out a credit card. It completely removes that financial barrier, so anyone can test an idea based on its potential, not their bank account.
And the way you grow makes perfect sense too. You start on the free plan, you get 100 posts, which is plenty to validate a niche. Once you start seeing those early glimmers of traffic and you prove the idea has legs, then you can upgrade to a starter plan for more posts and to add your own custom domain. You only pay when the data tells you it's a smart investment. Yeah, just think of the free tier as your own personal laboratory. It's where you run the experiment, where you prove the opportunity is real. You're not upgrading based on a hunch, you're upgrading based on actual evidence. Your blog has to earn the investment.
Okay, so let's wrap this all up and bring it all back to you. What this whole system really is, it's a path. It's a clear, streamlined route to finding and building a profitable AI blog. If you only take away one thing from all of this, let it be this 3-step mantra. Start free, so there's absolutely no risk. Validate the niche, so you know you're not wasting your time. And scale when it works, so you're building on a foundation of real data, not just a wild guess. And really, that leaves us with one final question. With 100 free posts just waiting for you, the barrier to getting started is completely gone. The only thing left is the idea. So, what niche are you going to test first?